Hey there, have you ever found yourself in the same kind of relationship but just with different people? So it's either you are meeting people who are emotionally unavailable, or people who do not just align with your values, or probably people who just want to come and suck from you. If this is you, then you want to pause and ask yourself, why does this keep happening? Why do I meet people in different shape and sizes but the same kind of person in different form? In today's video, I'm going to be telling you how to stop attracting wrong people and break the circle. If that's what you're here for, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you click on the like button so that this can reach a wider audience, and make sure that you click on the notification bell so you know when I release new videos. The first thing I'll be talking about is recognizing the pattern. You want to recognize the pattern. The first way to any form of change is self-awareness. The day you wake up and tell yourself that I have been attracting the wrong type of person is the day you begin to see change. If you have been attracting the wrong people, you need to ask yourself, what is the common denominator? Sometimes the reasons why we stick to a certain kind of person is because we don't want to date outside our spec. For instance, I could probably say I want a tall, dark, and handsome guy, and that's the kind of person I want to date, right? And then I probably date a tall, dark, and handsome guy, and I see that this tall, dark, and handsome guy has nothing to offer, probably doesn't align with my value, probably just comes to take from me and, suck my life dry, right? And then I probably end that relationship and go on to the next person, and I'm still bent on dating a tall, dark, and handsome guy, not realizing that there's a reason why a tall, dark, and handsome guy was my ex. So sometimes there could be a common denominator, and the common denominator could be we're not ready to date outside our spec. Like, he has to be tall, he has to be dark, he has to be handsome. If it doesn't have sense, it's fine. As long as he's tall, dark, and handsome, I stick with him. And other times it could be that maybe there are insecurities in ourselves that we've not even probably worked on, that we're still dealing with. It could be that maybe I'm short and I feel like probably I'm insecure in my height, and I'm still bent on it has to be a tall, dark, and handsome guy. And this is not me saying that tall, dark, and handsome guys are not the right kind of people to date. I'm just using it as an example that there could be a common denominator, and until you ask yourself, why do I keep meeting the same kind of person in different bodies? Right? Sometimes it could also be childhood trauma, and it could also be past experiences. Going back to the tall, dark, and handsome guy illustration that I used, if you're probably bent on like this, I have to date my spec. I don't care if this spec has sense. I don't care if this spec is, aligned with my value. I just want to meet someone and date the person. Sometimes trying to stick to, I have to marry my spec, I have to date my spec, can make you meet the wrong kind of person because you're not ready to look outside, your spec bracket. Now, but no shades, what has dating your spec done right for you? You've dated a tall, dark, and handsome guy. I've noticed that this person does not align with my value. So what's the point of sticking with tall, dark, and handsome? Let me just go and meet a short, fair, and handsome guy. I have to put in the handsome guy. So, and see if this person is going to treat me better. So that's just an illustration of asking yourself, what is the common denominator? Is it because I am not ready to date outside my spec? Are there insecurities that I'm dealing with? Childhood traumas I've not healed from? These are things that could make you repeat the same cycle. And now, how do you know that you are repeating the same cycle? There are signs to let you know that you are in the same circle. Number one, it could be that you ignore red flags. You could probably go into a relationship and be like, it's going to change. I know, sometimes when we are having arguments, he just raises his hand and tries to like eat me, but I think he's gonna change.
What?
Maybe I'm gonna change him. You cannot change anyone there. You cannot change her. Or maybe sometimes I'm probably having an argument and she's probably just breaking things in the house, and you tell yourself, probably when I get married and she's going to get better, she's going to be better, she's just in those mood. No, sometimes ignoring red flag is a sign that you might be in a pattern and you're not aware. Another sign could be that you are not used to being alone. You feel like if you're probably coming out from a relationship, you have to go straight into another relationship. You're not just used to being alone. You have to enter a relationship. And so you leave a pattern of a relationship and repeat the same pattern because you're not ready to be alone. Because the truth is, sometimes loneliness can make settling be like a better option. You feel like, oh, because I'm lonely, let me just settle for any person. Yes, he has a kind of red flag that was in my ex, but I feel like it's better for me to be with him than for me to be lonely. Another sign that you might be repeating a circle is that you probably want to date based on familiarity. This person is my friend, and I rather just date this person I know. Yes, he has a kind of temper, but it's better for you to meet this person because you don't know what you're going to see out there. I know this might be hard to hear, but sometimes, right, the relationship that we accept is a reflection of what we believe we deserve, right? So if you stick to a person because you feel like it's better to settle than to be lonely, it's because you feel like you deserve that and you don't know your what. The next thing I'll be talking about now is what is the root cause of this? Why does this keep happening? Why am I attracting them? Why are they coming to my life? Here is something most people don't talk about, right? Sometimes we attract the wrong person because of what is happening to us internally. We are not sure of our what. We're not sure that we deserve better, basically. We are not sure who we are. And if you don't know your what, you might be settling for people that treat you less than you deserve. Another root cause of this could be that you have no boundaries. You lack boundaries. You probably are too open, you are too nice, like everybody can just come in, so you open up too soon, give too much information too soon, and you feel bad saying no. So you feel like if this guy comes to approach you, saying no might make you feel like a bad person. No, you can be a good person and still say no. That root cause could be unhealed emotional wounds. You're probably just coming out from a breakup, and you feel like this person that I'm able to talk to, I'm chatting with, feels like, someone that I'm safe with, but they're not right for me, but I just feel like I'm safe with them. Another reason why you could be attracting these wrong people could be that you have low standards, but you class it as grace. You feel like, let me just extend grace to this person. And you excuse all of the nasty behaviors that they do to you in the disguise of giving them grace. Let me just extend grace to them. Forget what love in itself means. Love is not about accepting all form of garbage in, garbage out. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. If you want to attract someone better, you need to start believing that you're worthy of better. You need to start thinking, you need to let it sink in you first that you're worthy of better. Now, let's talk about how to break free and change who you attract to your life. The first thing you want to do is you need to heal and identify your patterns. You need to take time and ask yourself, why do I keep attracting this kind of people? Is there something that I need to work on about myself? Is there something that I need to reflect on? Are there insecurities that I'm dealing with? Are there traumas that I need to heal from? This is a personal thing. You need to take your time to think about this. The next thing you want to do is you want to raise your standard. Having a standard does not mean that you are proud, right? And it also doesn't mean that you are picky. It's basically having a standard. And so if someone comes to your life and they don't align with your faith, they don't align with your values, it's simply no. If you tell them no and they say, oh, you're proud, you're this, you're that, that's their business. You need to be able to raise your standard high. Like, let it be high. Of course, you understand what I mean. Not so extreme, but at the same time, you should have a standard, not just patching here and there and managing everything. The third thing you want to do is you want to set boundaries and stick to them. It's one thing to set boundaries. It's another thing to stick to those boundaries. So, what are your boundaries before going into the relationship? I'm not saying having the boundaries when you are in the relationship. Basically, you need to have something before going into a relationship. You need to know what you cannot cross. What is that line that you cannot cross in a relationship? So that when someone is approaching you, you can tell that person, these are my boundaries. This is what I would not do in a relationship. A boundary basically is not to keep people out, right? It's basically to protect what God is building in you. Next, you want to wait for God's best, not what's just available. Not because this person is there, let me just manage him. No. because she's there, let me just manage her. No, you want to wait for God's best, not what is just available. Because the truth is, sometimes we settle because we feel like we're not going to find someone better. We settle because we feel like there is no age in our time anymore. And, you know, I've dated this person for like 10 years and yeah, he has red flags. But what's the assurance I'm going to find someone better? Who says, are you God? Are you the one that planned your life? Who says you're not going to meet someone else? Sometimes settling sends a message that we feel and we've told ourselves that we don't deserve better. God is never late. He knows what you need and he will bring it in due time, right? So if you look at your relationship and you feel like this is not what I need, this is not what I want for my family, this is not the kind of father I want for my kids, this is not the kind of mother I want for my kids, instead of settling, why not just wait for God's best? Isaiah 60 verse 22, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That's the scripture you should hold very dear to yourself. When it's right, when it's the Lord's timing, it's going to happen. Nobody can marry your wife. Nobody can marry your husband, right? If you've been struggling with this, I want you to know that God sees you, knows your heart desires, and is not going to leave you stuck with the wrong person. But it starts with a decision to stop settling. We can pray, we can fast, but you need to take a step. Faith without works is dead, right? So you need to take a step and stop settling. Stop ignoring signs and trust that God has something better for you. So we finally come to the end of today's video. If this video resonates with you, let me know in the comment section. Have you ever been stuck in a relationship pattern? Let me know in the comment section how you dealt with it or what you're currently doing to deal with it. And yes, if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you give this video a like. Remember to share with your family and friends that you feel can learn from this. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.